Good to have you. We're going to go live on YouTube here, and
Right.
then we'll be getting started. We have a new friend today. We have a new Sandra, Steve.
We do.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Good to have you.
But
All
guys,
right. Welcome.
I'm not really sure. It's a paid mastermind, right?
This is free. The Wednesday morning's free.
Okay, good. That's okay. Then there's nothing wrong with the mails. That's fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good to have you, Sandra.
You're like,
Thank
what
you.
did I sign up for?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Did I subscribe to something I didn't know about? Yeah. We do have a paid mastermind, but I'll pitch you later. Don't worry.
That's great.
Do you think I can pay for these neon signs by just doing free Zoom calls all day?
Of course not. Of course not.
Gosh, like, man. Anyway, well, welcome to the
Awesome.
FunnelFlow Mastermind. We are obsessed with creating lead generation systems for consultants, coaches, and service providers. So if you have a business where you want leads in your inbox, that's what we do. That's what we talk about here. And we talk about how to use funnels to do that and everything connected to it. Mr. Smith, welcome. Good to see you. So we talk about ad creation. We talk about direct response copy. We talk about lead generation forms. We talk about lead magnets. We talk about webinar pitches, all that fun stuff. So there's no obligation. Wednesday morning, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. It's always free. It always will be. And if you want to become a paid member, obviously we have other programs for that. But the purpose of this call is just to get everyone excited, get people connected. And eventually this call will outgrow this little Zoom room. And yeah, but for now, we're just showing up every single week. So Sandra, tell us about yourself. We are excited to meet you.
Okay, so I'm great at talking about myself, of course.
Awesome.
So I'm Sandra from Germany, obviously. I'm doing funnels since the last 5 years for entrepreneurs, for small companies, all the kind of marketing stuff, running ads, do the email marketing, sales stuff so that they can grow and get more leads and more sales. And yeah, that's what I love to do.
So are you, do you have an agency or are you just freelance or?
No, agency.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, welcome. You're one of us. Okay. We're glad to have you. All right.
Awesome. Awesome.
Cool. Well, exciting morning. I have been geeking out on a new podcast. I've been subscribed to it for a long time, but I have this habit of like only listening to like 2 or 3 podcasts at a time. And for whatever reason, I have this really this mental block about sampling other podcasts. I'm like, no, that looks interesting, but it's not the podcast I'm listening to right now. Anyone ever experienced that?
That's just you. That's weird.
Okay. I don't know why. It's like, I don't.
One track mind.
Yeah, because I binge out on stuff, and I think I'm afraid to like get sucked into some other vortex and take me down some dangerous rabbit hole. That aside, okay, so I've been listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads podcast, and it's pretty good. And his voice is, semi-soothing. I can deal with it, okay? But he drops a lot of value. So today we're going to talk about something called the value bomb ad and why you need it. But before we do that, so that's the hook into the content today. I want to share with you something cool. So last year I went to Funnel Hacking Live, and so Funnel Hacking Live, Russell Brunson's mega conference. And at the event, he had us write a letter to ourselves, right? So this was a year ago, and my life has changed a lot in here. And honestly, I cannot remember what is in this letter. So I'm going to open it and read it to you, but I'm going to read a little bit ahead before I actually read it out loud to make sure I don't completely embarrass myself. And if I just decide to stop reading the letter, we know that there's something in here that I don't know what my mind, I don't know. I cannot remember what kind of mind space I was in when I wrote this letter. But
I remember we were jumping around for hours listening to the man, Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
So
Well, it totally tripped me out because I completely forgot that I wrote this letter. And I have very specific handwriting. And if you've ever seen my handwriting, that's very much my handwriting. And I'm like, did I? Because they have a lot of programs where they can handwrite addresses on letters. And I'm like, my gosh, how did they match my handwriting? And I'm staring at it and I'm like a little tripped out. And I'm like, did I? And I went, I wrote that letter. That's why it's my handwriting. Okay.
man,
So, of course,
That
Russell.
was before your coffee.
Yeah. Welcome, Natish. Welcome. Good to see you. All right.
Tish.
All right. So here's Russell's instructions. Stop. Read instructions before opening. Open large envelope and read Russell's letter. So we're going to do that. Record yourself reading your letter to yourself out loud. We are streaming live on YouTube. Scan the QR code to upload your video. And maybe I'll get something cool. I don't know, probably. But all right, so let's open it up.
Let's all scan the QR code.
It's an unboxing.
I think you
Yeah.
just read it. No
man,
filter. Just
I was
go.
thinking about, yeah.
There's no filter. Start.
Okay, all right, here's
No
Russell's
choices
letter.
here, Caleb.
Full
September
transparency.
25th, 2021. That was the date you wrote this personal letter to yourself. From Russell Brunson, Boise, Idaho. Do you remember that date? It was the last day of Funnel Hacking Live, and I asked you to write a letter to yourself. Actually, I didn't remember. Do you remember what you wrote to yourself, your dreams, your goals, your visions? For most of us, when we were sitting there at Funnel Hacking Live, Tony Robbins just got off the stage, and we set our intentions and goals for the next 12 months. Good memory, Steve. Do you remember what they were? Do you remember how you felt? In that moment, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much certainty did you have about your future? And then after a couple of weeks, you're back home working on your dreams, your goals, and your visions, and you notice times are changing. Inflation is on the rise. Gas and food prices are higher than ever. Economists are predicting we're heading for one of the worst recessions in history. What worked just yesterday is no longer working today. And most of us went from a level 10 certainty to a level 1 or 2. Some were able to quickly pivot and get back into a state of certainty. Others in our funnel hacker community struggled to get back to a place where they felt confident they could start moving forward again. And now it's been almost 12 months since we gathered together. And I want you to take a few minutes today, find a quiet place that you can sit down by yourself and read this letter that you wrote to yourself. Try to put yourself back into that state when you set this goal and created those intentions. Remember your visions, your goals, your dreams, because now it's time to start running again. All right. Sorry, bring Joe in here. Welcome, Joe. The people who you have been called to serve are waiting. They need this. They need you now more than ever. This is a time of rebirth and reinvention. This year's Funnel Hacking Live is about moving from the season of winter back into spring, a season where you can separate yourself from those you are willing to adapt and overcome and those who are not. We will be showing you the reinvention and rebirth of ClickFunnels and its community. We will be helping you get back into a place of, look at how it's formatted, absolute certainty about your mission and how to serve the people that you've been called to serve. This year, Funnel Hacking Live is happening in Orlando. As of today, we have less than 300 tickets left, blah, blah, blah. This year's speaker lineup sounds like hype. So go and read your letter to yourself, get your tickets and see you in about 20 days. Oh, it's a sales letter. Weird.
No way.
Yeah. So he reminded him, he like took you back in time. He said, remember this moment, remember everything you wanted. And the answer to all those dreams is the event. Great pitch.
Great storytelling. I like.
That's good.
He leveraged something very powerful.
Man.
The excitement
Good
of
job,
FHL last year.
Russell.
Wow.
That's why he's the master.
So a few weeks ago on the Mastermind, we had a high ticket sales expert named Corey come on. I don't know if you remember that conversation, but he, what was the word he used, Scott? Was it called an anchor point? An anchor?
Anchor.
There's 4 anchors.
Yeah, it's basically you get the prospect.
Oh, tie downs. Tie downs.
Tie downs. That's
Tie
a
downs.
great memory.
Basically, you get the prospect to verbalize something that you can remind them of later and say, remember when you said this, right? Like, remember your why you need to stop struggling with this thing that you're struggling with in business. Like, remember your why? Well, this is the answer to that why that you spoke earlier. You're basically tying people down to their own words, right? And that's what this is. This is a giant tie down. So I've already bought the ticket, I'm in, right? But if anything, this is just further cementing it.
I hope we don't see you cry.
Yeah, I cried like a little baby. All right.
Take deep breaths, Caleb. You can get through this. We're here with you. We're supporting you.
Crying's good.
Okay. All right. I'm reading it. All right. I'm reading it. My letter to myself. Dear Caleb C. Myself. Wow, what a week. This week, I've decided that the only time to do it is now. Now I will bring energy into my marriage, my home, my impact. I will have created multiple high-ticket offers. Yeah. Launch and scale them. I will obtain a 2 Comma Club award. Not yet. With my brothers, Steve and Brando. Steve?
Yep.
He walked away.
Yep, right here. I'm right here.
We
I
will
remember that.
We will serve Christian agency owners who generate leads and bring them to the 2 Comma Club award. I will launch my armor bearer coaching, spiritual direction, accountability, and oversight for multi-millionaire funnel hackers. FunnelFlow will have 100 plus members. Well, we have over 100 on the mailing list, so that's pretty close.
Woo.
Yeah, the letter is kind of a nothing burger. I didn't. That's kind of
Your
funny.
heart
Right?
was
We didn't-
there.
We didn't have a whole lot of time to write. They kind of just rushed
It was
us
a
through
very rushed. It was a very
Yeah.
rushed goal intention.
So
We
what
did
are
so much.
your thoughts when you read it? Like what comes to your mind when you're reading it?
Good question. Good question, Scott.
Thank you, Coach Scott. Well, this week I've decided that the only time to do it is now. I feel like I'm still operating that way, right? I'm trying to run and gun and move fast and grow the business and try and serve as many people as I can. And I have this very clear sense of urgency to what I'm doing. So I'd say that's still true. I'm very focused on bringing energy into my marriage, my home, my impact, my business. Yeah. And I guess the feeling that comes up is, some of the goals have shifted, but the core behind, I don't know how to articulate it, but like the why behind it is still there. It's still the same. So why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it is about the same. What exactly I'm doing, that shifted a little bit. But it's cool because this level of focus and energy at the conference, I would say, if you didn't know me back then, I was working full-time as a nurse. I was doing FunnelFlow part-time, ultra part-time, as much as I could, stealing hours from the hospital, waking up early, staying late, all that kind of entrepreneur hustle stuff. And it was because of just the energy and the connections I made at Funnel Hacking Live that it really established my business. So
Agreed.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't think we'll do it today, but I think we should write a letter to ourselves in a year, maybe on an upcoming meeting, because it's kind of cool, right? It's like a time machine. So anyway,
I'm hoping I get my letter in the mail now. I was thinking about that the other day.
well, did you move?
Nope.
Okay, good. Awesome.
Nope.
Can you read that to us next Wednesday, Steve?
Sure. If I get it, I'll read it.
Anyway, enough about me. I want to hear you guys talk. I want to hear you guys share some wins for the next few minutes. And let's do some virtual high fives, and then we'll go into our content today. So Jason Smith, you've been busy lately. Share with us some wins, and then pick the next victim, popcorn style. 30
Sure,
seconds.
love the popcorn. This is going to be very brief. I've just been working on developing my story. I think going into it, I had one approach, which is essentially my pitch to everyone. But after, continuing to read the book, just really kind of breaking it down and making it have more of an impact. So it's actually, I like the portion that I'm working on now, and it's getting people to nod their head and say yes, to easy yes responses before I have them, start saying yes to wanting information on how to live longer with hospice. So I feel like I've come a long way. I'm actually hoping by the end of the day to send you a couple of drafts so that you can take a
Nice.
look at those. Outside of that, on my day job, I've just been really, boots on the ground and dealing with rejection and trying to brand myself out there. So I feel really good about where I'm at with my story, with my epiphany bridge. All of those things I think are really coming together. So I'm happy with that. And I wasn't giving myself as much credit as I think I should have, because I was really down on myself for a while about it. So I'm glad that my mindset is shifting again, because frustration is one of our worst enemies. So just powering through that.
Take the
Awesome.
wins. All right.
Yes.
That's why we share this time, just because it's easy to get caught up in the big goals, right? Too common club of word, $1 million in sales. Yeah. We all want that, right? But it's about that, the daily intentions, and just just do it now, right? Whatever it is that you need to do, that God has called you to do, that you're focused on doing, just that daily intention, and just staying focused on your big hairy goals, and then also just your monthly and your weekly goals, and then being in a spot where you can stay accountable to them, and just keep moving forward. So awesome, man. Thanks for sharing. Pick the next
Before
person.
I popcorn, I wanted to say two other quick things. One, I actually got really motivated looking at the numbers for not a competitor of what I'm trying to do, but a company that's very, almost mirror for mirror what I'm trying to do, but in my space. And it was nice to see that they were established in 2000. Yeah, they were established in 2002, actually. And today they're worth $1 billion. And that was very, very motivating for me. And the other is I did get an hour yesterday with my lead pastor at the church, just being able to bring congruent the mission and ministry of hospice and how that ties into the word and what God says. So that I think for me was kind of one of those blocks that I wanted to kind of break through or have more confidence with. And it was really nice that he gave me that time and helped me realize that. So sorry, I should have led with that.
That's big. That's big. Awesome.
I will choose Ray. Come on, Mr. Curry. What you got? Turn that mute off and talk to us.
Come on, Ray.
Grand Risings, everyone. My name is, I got to change my name on here. For one, let me, my name is actually Ray Lawson. I literally had my name legally changed, found out who my father was, but that's another story for a different time. So my popcorn moments and things has happened since I've been on here recently. I became an adjunct for our local VOTEC, to where now I will be like instructing different courses, from marketing to drone operations, into video production and editing. So we recently just opened up our own video studio, which a part of my business, my sister company, aside from the marketing, is Visual Outlook Studios. So getting that launched off, teaching some of these youngest students, how to work with the camera. I'm partnering with a couple of actors that, have been in Super Bowl commercials here lately and around this area. So they're going to come in and help, teach the acting side. So we're building not just how to get the funnel, but actually how to get the ingredients to start building, building this cake, to start, start making the meal. So that way everybody can eat at the end of it. Man, I'm just happy to be here. I know I haven't been on this for a while. It's good to see all these faces, all the new faces, all the familiar faces. Caleb and Steve, it's true. Scott. Yeah. Man, it's just, I like this space. If you're new here, this is a very good community.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And I I miss the times, the weeks, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm missing something when I don't chime in. And so I try to, even though I might miss a few weeks, but when I can, I definitely jump on, and I thank you guys for having me.
Great. Awesome.
Thanks for sharing.
All right, we got time for 2 more. So
2 more.
yes, sir.
Bright smiling faces. Sandra.
Sandra,
You're new. Go ahead and share some more.
that's right.
Popcorn moments. Okay, but my big popcorn moment was last week. I had time off, so that's my popcorn this time because yeah, we are growing really fast, and so I need time to hang around and think about it. And the other popcorn moment is that I'm building 2 marketing groups in 2 different companies, so that they can do the work there, and I only have to say do this, and they can do this.
Smart.
So,
Perfect.
yeah, really smart and really it's exciting because there are a lot of people and I have to listen and I have to speak a lot, and so that's new and exciting, and I think it's going great, so the companies can grow faster. That's my
Sweet.
popcorn.
Can you
Yeah.
can you translate funnel mit glitzer? for
Funnel
us?
with glitter. It's glitter.
Meet glitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because so I don't know how is it in your country. So in Germany, the funnel stuff is really boring, and people have to explore it a little bit more. It's fun and it's exciting if you do the funnel stuff. So it's with glitter.
I've realized a lot of people that are like in the copywriting world, they're always like punk rock chicks, or they're like, goth, and like, or the Sparkle brand is a big one. And they really, I don't know if it's spazzing it up, but like they really add like personality to their brand.
Yeah,
I don't know if that works for me. I'm just me.
Just be you.
So
That's what I think. Yeah, I said that before, and then I had a really great coaching with I don't know, she's doing the stuff to know you better and to believe in yourself. So I have some stuff around going with the unicorns, and I thought I couldn't use it in marketing and to sell myself. And she said, of course, because you are the unicorn. So it works so great. It works so great. Try it out.
Good.
With something special to you, and it's you become a magnet.
that's true. Yeah.
Put some glitter on it. That's great.
There you go.
Yeah, put glitter on it. Of course.
Hey, Sandra, can you put all your links and your social media in our chat channel so we can all follow you and stuff?
We'd love to take a look.
Please.
On my unicorns. Of
See
course.
those unicorns.
Yeah. Okay. So, Chuck, please share something of yourself.
Chuck
And your
is
popcorn.
hold on. Chuck is pure glitter, just so you know.
Right.
Well, there's 2
That's
of
what
us
we
in here
call him.
now, that's for sure.
24/7, 365.
There's room for glitter in here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Glitter bomb. Chuck, go ahead.
Absolutely. So for me, we got our ad launch last week. So we're collecting data. I didn't look at it yesterday, unfortunately. So I'll look at that today. So super excited to get that up and running and generating something. Hopefully we'll get some leads, and if we don't, we'll get some data and we'll tweak it and make it better. So
Chuck, is this for the ad monster funnel?
this is, you're eating your
Nice.
competition with the conversion monster.
No. I love it. So exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's always exciting to get something going, to get some more business, talk to some people and help them. So that's what I wanted.
Cool. I just clicked over to Sandra's Instagram, and there's unicorns on there. There's a lot of them.
Wait, you think she was just faking it? She's just like,
No, I believed her. It's just,
Yeah, it's different. So I don't have a big community because I don't often have time to do social media, but it's enough to get my clients. So
She's in a unicorn onesie. I love it, Sandra.
awesome.
Ich bin
in the
für-
park, it was so exciting with the unicorn onesie in the park.
Okay. Can you say this in German, then translate this for us, please?
Yeah, I'm not against things. I'm for cake and love. So I'm always going for cake and love.
Oh,
Cake and
Cake?
love.
how do you say?
Cake?
How do you pronounce that in German?
Kuchen
Kuchen.
Kuchen.
Wow.
Kuchen.
And Liebe.
and Liebe. Yeah.
Liebe. Yeah. Okay. My German's a little rusty. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. Well, cool. Thanks for sharing.
Nice.
It's. I don't know. I know Zoom's like Zoom. Everyone's like, oh, another Zoom, but it's really cool. Like literally, from people from all over the world, we can connect. You know.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And yeah. So I don't know. Just sometimes it hits me as I like today. I have like stupid amount of meetings, and it's literally from people all over the world, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. So we do live in a very unique time that I don't think should be, yeah, it can't be overstated. So anyway, this is cool. I followed you back, and yeah, awesome. Okay, what was I gonna say? So I'm just totally distracted by the unicorn onesie.
I think that's the whole point.
Yeah,
To,
it's
what was the
like-
That's
word?
great.
Magnetize? Or
Yeah. Yeah, it's quirky, right? It's just it's a hook, it's a pattern interrupt. It's like there's a lot of people that can provide services for you in business, and like you may as well have fun doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I try to
Absolutely.
do it fun and in the personal way, so we don't have just funnels. We have personal funnels for the business, for the company, for the persons. So yeah, I think the unicorn shows that, and the glitter, so the people knows what they get with me.
All right. Awesome. Cool. All right, let's get into some content today. So here's Chuck's funnel that we launched. So you know, it's not quite unicorn glitter, but
I love it. No,
I
it
have a
makes me laugh.
similar.
That's great
Nice.
as well.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that little guy.
Yeah. All right. So the tagline is "Eat the competition." So about a year
Oh,
ago,
that's great.
I went through this. So Chuck does SEO, and SEO is all about getting organic traffic onto your page. And then more importantly, once they're on the page, how do you actually get them to do something, right? So it's a combination of being found, and it's a combination and getting someone to respond, right? So, you know, SEO is more traditionally in the blogs and the website space, not necessarily in the landing pages, but at the you still want those direct response principles on your page. So once they come onto the page, that they actually know what to do and they're compelled to take action, right, Chuck? Okay. And so there's this whole idea of on-page conversions, right? And I don't know why. I was just thinking through like kind of headlines or taglines that we can make for the funnel, and I spit it out the conversion monster, and we just went with it, right? But I didn't really have like a context of what that meant, right? It was just kind of a name without meaning. And so we redesigned the funnel, we made it a free lead magnet, and we relaunched it. And then I just came up with this tagline, "Eat the competition." And then like, oh, it all made sense, right? So a little unicorn glitter on your funnels, just making it a little quirky. It doesn't have to be so dry and just straight delivery of content, you know, make it kind of fun. So anyway,
Absolutely.
so this is the funnel. You can check it out, go through it yourself. I recommend you do. Let me drop this in the chat. So
Yes, please.
all right. So download the thing. You'll see Sandra's email drip that she helped write. And then if you feel so compelled, right, book a call with Chuck and just make him feel good about himself and have some appointments come through on his calendar, right? So we started running ads for this, okay, and we weren't really getting any clicks. And you know, it was a pretty straightforward ad, like download the thing. We targeted to entrepreneurs, and then the copy kind of calls out, hey, if you're a home services provider, because that's who Chuck likes to help the most, you know, like a garage door guy or a turf
Can you
guy.
scroll down, Caleb?
Yeah. My name's Chuck. I help home service providers get better results with their websites through search engine and Google My Business optimization. So there's Chuck's value proposition, right? With this cool pink shoes, right? And so we're running ads, and it wasn't really getting any traction, right? And so I kind of paused it, and I haven't even talked to you about this yet, Chuck. I'm like, okay, well, this is a great resource. It's super valuable. It's a nice funnel, right? But the question is always, how do we get people into our funnels, right? That's building the funnel is kind of the easy part. It's getting the attention and getting them into it. That's the difficult part. And so I've really been thinking about it and kind of seeking out best practice. And, I know you can just run ads and spend a ton of money, but really the real question I'm trying to answer is, how do you get exposure on a small budget? That's the real answer I'm trying to get. Right. Without spending $1,500, $3,000 a month on ads, and just through brute force, get hundreds of clicks into your funnel. Right. That works. But for most people I serve, they're not there yet. We'll get there. But how do we start with like $10, $15, $25 a day and get people into the funnel where we can start to kind of nurture an audience on Facebook, right? Or Google. And the way it works is when someone hits this page, they get pixeled, right? So this is my little pixel finder. So we have HostSquare Marketing's pixels. So even if they don't take action right away, if we can get them onto this page, then we can start to retarget them and then show them that ad again and again and again. So basically this ad and this funnel will follow them around the internet, right? How many times have you checked someone out, and then all of a sudden you've checked out a page or something, or maybe you bought something, and then all of a sudden, like, you cannot get away from their ads, right? They're literally everywhere, right?
Okay, let me ask you, what's the objective of the campaign that you guys are running? Are you going for lead gen? Are you going for conversion?
Yeah, it's conversion ad. Just get them to download.
You might want to try lead gen. It might be cheaper. And then also with the pixel, I was just in a meeting, in a seminar that like hopefully by like second quarter going into 2023, Facebook is trying to get rid of the pixel. It's because of all the changes what's going on with Apple and all that going back and forth between Android and iOS. They're trying to get rid of the pixel, so they're actually trying to go to more of an API. And it's called UTM.
UTM, yeah.
Yeah, go to more of a UTM, so that way you're getting better metrics on your ads.
So I was actually thinking, gosh, I don't even know how to say this. The ads that you're running, Caleb, are those the ads that I wrote?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're not getting any clicks.
No, they're getting clicks. Let me land this plane, and then maybe this will answer some questions you guys have.
Okay.
All right.
I know everyone's excited to chime in, and I appreciate that. But that's really not the purpose of this. Is not to like complain that the ad wasn't working. What I'm trying to say is, how do you get started with a low budget, right? Okay. And so I found this podcast. It's called the what is it called? Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. And so I linked out to it here. Okay, so let me drop this in the chat too. All right. So this is a little content creation tool that I made some time ago. I call it the 10 by 10 content creation matrix. Nice. And basically the idea is you identify 10 different hooks or things that you can talk to people about, right? So this is mine. I filled out a while ago. So I have a concept called the MVM flywheel. I learned and I teach simple copywriting, a 3-point system: define, agitate, solve. I simplified Russell's perfect webinar, simple perfect webinar. I can teach how to do a VSL. Basically, you just identify 10 different topics, kind of a broad topic, and then it's broken down into 10 different elements that you can teach, right? And since the world has the attention of a medicated goldfish, a goldfish on Ritalin, then you only have a short amount of time to teach and entertain people, right? And so instead of trying to do this long form content piece, which works on YouTube, right? But it takes a lot of work to make a really good, long form YouTube video, right? So you could teach the whole thing in a long form YouTube video. You could just go over a part of it for a TikTok, right? You could do 3 parts of it for an IGTV ad. So the idea is you identify the topic, right? And then you kind of break that topic down into these 10 different elements. And if you make each box its own piece of content, like a TikTok or a reel style piece of content, right? You have 100 pieces of unique content. Does that make sense? Derived from 10 topics, right? So overview, like what's the high level overview? What's the backstory? Why do you care about it? Well, what's the strategy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's how you can get better conversions with your funnels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Follow me for more tips, right? Tactic number 1. Here's how you can, so like you're just kind of breaking it down. Avoid this when you're building your landing page funnels. Do this when you're building your landing page funnels, right? Do that, Nice. And so let me tell you a story of a client I had. I made a landing page for him. Chuck, let me tell you about Chuck and the conversion monster. Call to action, join the FunnelFlow Mastermind. I'll teach you how to tie it all together. All right. So you can use it for organic, but the frame of reference I want you to look at it from today is Facebook ads. So if you go to this, so you're on there. So what's the word? Your homework this week is to listen to this podcast episode. And it is how I'd spend 25 per day on Facebook ads. So basically the idea is that you create $20 per day is going towards awareness, right? So if they dump the pixel and this changes in a few months, Ray will let you instruct us on that. But the idea is instead of running a conversion campaign or basically the brute force, trying to get people as many people as you can into your funnels, you focused $20 per day of that budget, or let's just say 2/3, right? Or another way to put it, a majority of the budget is going towards this, a value bomb ad that is that the goal is just get people to watch the ad, get people to interact with it. So it could be video views, it could be a Facebook message, it could be just traffic, right? You're just trying to get people to look at the ad and interact with it. And basically the idea is you want to those are generally cheaper traffic objectives. So with the traffic ad, the Facebook is not looking for quality. It's not like trying to parse through the database and see, who might be best to actually take action on this ad. It's just showing your ad to as many people as possible, right? Correct me, my Facebook ninjas, if I'm wrong, but basically Facebook is just showing your ad to as many people as possible. Or if it's a messaging ad, it's just trying to just say, hey, send me a message, right? So it's a pretty cheap traffic objective. So you can get a lot of impressions on content for cheap, right? And the people that interact with it, the people that like or share, or they watch more than 25% of the video, or you can kind of indicate how much, what the parameters are. Basically what you can determine is, hey, this person is interested in this type of content, right? And when people are interested in that type of content, they'll probably be interested in whatever solution is you're ultimately selling, okay? And then you take $5 a day and you retarget the people who have interacted with your ad on any level or been to your landing page, and then you show them your call to action. Does that make sense? Right? So I was walking my dog last night, and I kind of had this epiphany, and this may sound silly, but I've wanted an RV for a long time. Okay. Who doesn't, right? America, the great American road trip, it's like this golden dream. Load up the whole family in the RV and you drive around the country, right? And you visit you visit Mount Rushmore and the Grand Canyon, and like, it's just a thing, right? But they're expensive, right? And I've realized that I have watched a lot of content on just RVs, right? Van life, outfitting buses, stuff like that, right? And I'm walking my dog and I see, and I just listened to this podcast episode and I was kind of dwelling on it. And I walked by this giant RV parked on the side of the road. And I thought to myself, who watches videos on RVs?
People
And
that
then
live in an RV park.
No,
People
I
that
meant
want to.
it's the people who are going to buy RVs, right? And it was kind of like this simple epiphany, but it's like people that watch this content and interact with it are probably interested in the solution you're selling, right? And if you're running ads and you're running traffic to your funnels, and all of us need to be doing this eventually, right? The idea here is make some valuable content and listen to that podcast episode because he kind of breaks it down. Basically, just hold nothing back, deliver a ton of value, right? And if you, like Chuck, he helps people with their SEO. So that could simply be a short tutorial video, okay? If you're a brick and mortar like Jason and you want people to come into your chiropractic office, give them tips for posture, right? If you're a local restaurant, it could be something like where you're showing them how to make it could be like a little mini cooking show, right? So people interested in your no matter what you do, you can make content around it. And the people who are looking for that solution, who are considering buying in the next few months, there's a good chance that they'll be actually interested in your organic content, okay? And then we retarget them. So anyway, listen to the podcast episode. If you need some ideas on okay, well, what can I talk about in these content pieces, right? Well, use this 10 by 10 content creation matrix where you can identify pain points, desires your clients have, interests, a hook, something that'll get their attention, something that they find funny. If it's the unicorn thing, play it up, right? And just identify it and then break it down. Okay, even what you told us today, Sandra, what's the backstory of the unicorn, right? Why is that? I think that story, it does attract people to yourself. So communicate that, right? And let me share one more thing before we kind of go into discussion. So I was trying to think through, okay, well, what is a value bomb ad that I've actually seen out there in the marketplace that would be a good example? So there's this guy, Maxwell Finn. He teaches Facebook ads, and now he teaches TikTok ads, right? So this is him. So I looked up some of his ads, and I would call this a value bomb ad, right? So I'm going to sorry, I gotta share it with my sound. There you go. Okay.
There you go.
All right. What's the biggest lesson I've learned after spending $3.1 million on ads this year? It's all about the opening hook. A good opening hook will stop the scroll, grab attention, and open the curiosity loop.
Here's 10 opening hook ideas that'll increase your views and your profits. If you want 300 more hook ideas, just like those that'll increase your views and your ads profitability, click below. I'll send them to you right now. Here's 10.
Okay. It's a short ad, but it's valuable, right? And you can actually pause it and there's actually useful content in there, right? So if you're writing ads and you want to do it better, you can literally use content from this ad and apply it. Now, obviously he has more. He sells a $7 thing. And I'm sure before you know it, you're in his high ticket funnel and people are calling you. And I'm sure it's just this slippery slide of pain where you're going to spend a lot of money, but the ad is valuable, right? So he teaches hooks and Facebook and TikTok ads, and he's taken just a chunk of that and he's turned it into a valuable ad. All right, see how this works? So we can run a simple ad objective for traffic, or, hey, if you have a question, shoot me a Facebook message. So you can have kind of the same content, but you could have a different call to action. Download my freebie, or if you have a question about this, send me a Facebook message. All right, so you can do this with a low budget amount, get a lot of exposure, and then the people that interact with it, you just retarget them, right? What are your thoughts on that, Ray? Ray, not Ray Curry, whatever your last name is.
Lawson.
Ray Lawson. Yes, sir.
You're muted, Ray.
Okay, yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, and that's here. I got a card. I don't have her video up, but Adrienne Richardson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her.
Good.
Yeah, Power Play. I just went through her. I think it was like maybe 5-day. Like it was a ads, not a boot camp, but it was like a camp that she put on.
Fast
It was
traffic.
very fun. It was very competitive, but the information she delivered, the way she did it, is that she broke it down so you could. It was value based, but then on the back end, you seen, even though you knew it was coming, you knew that there was going to be this huge offer at the end of it. She worked you into it. It just wasn't a, you know what I'm saying? Here, there you go. You know, or she overloaded you with the information to where now you were scratching your head. No, she walked you along this journey. And then at the end of it, it's like, okay, I've provided you all this value. You can do this on your own, or, you know what I'm saying? Or I have a team, or we can do it for you, or things like that. I've also seen another guy named Marquell Russell. He does client attraction university. He does the same thing to where, you know, he builds it in more or less like the calls. He puts out a lot of value, and then it's like, hey, call us to now let us vet you to see if we're a good fit for you. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can walk you down the aisle of holy atrimony. Get that atrimony.
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 Awesome. Cool. Scott, what are your thoughts on this framework?
It sounds good, but you know how I love creating content. So I'm like, okay, I'll take the first step and listen to the podcast, and then.
Well,
and
Scott,
I'll,
you're already creating
stare
content.
at that 10 by 10.
You're already creating content. You're doing long form podcast interviews, and there's a lot of value there. And so just take a snippet of that and turn it into a traffic ad. Right. And the people interested in hearing your voice and hearing your insight will like it. They'll share it. They'll comment on it. And then you retarget them into your offers. You don't have to make any more.
Sounds so easy when you say it.
It is easy, Scott. Gosh.
Scott, you got lots of content. You've pulled stuff out when Caleb's like, oh, you should do this. And you're like, I don't want to. And then the next week you're like, oh, 2 years ago, I did this. And here it is.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I just like to complain about it while I do it.
I don't like to make content either, but I don't have a book like you do yet. So,
You know, I recently,
Awesome.
I went through, they have of course, here in Oklahoma, the film industry is taking off. And so recently I went through the Oklahoma Television and Film Academy. I went through their Set Ready course. And when it talks about, you know, your storyboarding or you building your script, it says that you start with the ending first, you know, because that's always going to be your solution. And then you work it backwards. And Caleb, I think this is what this 10 by 10 does. It allows you to start with where we already know what the outcome we want for people. But now it lets us start, you know, kind of like building backwards, especially going into that backstory of how did we get there? How did we get, you know what I'm saying? And that way we're meeting people where they are now. So that way we can walk them where they need to go.
Exactly. Yeah. How did you get to the point where you're wearing a unicorn onesie, right? Walk us back from that.
There you go.
And it may seem silly or a silly example, but honestly, like there's a story with that. There's a story and it's interesting. And like you said, magnetism, right? And if I were going to hire one funnel person, you know, one in a unicorn onesie or some random guy in Bangladesh with no personality who's just, you know, incessantly messaging me on Facebook, I'm going to pick the unicorn onesie every single time. Okay. Right. And it doesn't matter if you're a dentist or a lawn care provider, like a little bit of personality, a little bit of backstory, there's this magnetism, and then you're attracted, right? And then, right. And then when you do make the offer, it's like, oh, I know this person, right? Sure. You know, they've delivered nothing but value, right? So I'm going to give him my money. Russell, he's always giving me value, right? And I'm so happy to give him money. It's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, let's see. So I'm actually filming ads with Jason today at his office. Is that today, Jason? That's today. Yeah. See?
All right.
One of my 8 meetings. So yeah. So what are some value bomb ads we can make today? So for context, I'll open up. So this is what we're trying to get people into. We made this funnel for Jason. Okay. All right. So stop suffering from back and neck pain. North County, San Diego patients suffering from neck and back pain. 5 hacks. So basically, it's an ebook on some stretches, right? Posture, how to use ice properly. And we're trying to identify, we're trying to get people to raise their hand who are suffering from neck and back pain that ultimately he can treat with chiropractic. But if you've ever been to San Diego, there's a chiropractor in every corner, right? So how do we add a little glitter? I'm going to start using this, Sandra. Thinking, how do we add a little glitter to our offer and attract people, right? So that's where we're going to be leading with some of this value bomb content to get people into it. So what do you think, Mr. Vanderford, doctor?
Glitter to it, or
what's some valuable content we can lead with? A short 30-60 second video. Like, what's a concept you can teach that we can just run an exposure ad to?
we could probably demonstrate one of the stretches on video, or something like one of those. You know, just we could probably.
Hello, Caleb. This is Dawn Marie. Can you hear me?
Hi, Dawn.
Dawn Marie.
Hi.
Hi. You were asking that question to the guy about the chiropractic. I'm not originally from California, so all I know about chiropractic people that they scare the hell out of me. All I know, they're going to do strange things to your body, and so I have a lot of misconceptions. But yet, because it's so commonplace in California, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So maybe you could do something on the misconceptions, or
That's a good idea.
Yeah, agreed.
What all do chiropractors do? Because, you know, being at where we go, you start hearing that they know things that you didn't know they knew. So yeah, I would do something like that. And so you say add glitter to it, I've been used to the term adding a little spank to it. So that's it. And I would say think outside the box, because as you were mentioning RVs, people are looking for RVs for more than what you mentioned, because the times and the seasons have changed and they're becoming a viable option for other areas as well. So I would say, what kind of spank could you add to being a chiropractor? Getting rid of the myth, different thing that they could do that we just don't know because we're not native Californians, so to speak, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that helps anybody.
Absolutely. No, that was big. That was big.
Yeah. I think if I was still struggling with back pain and I see something that says, do you want to be able to sit for more than 15 minutes without pain? You know, do XYZ, because like back pain and people that, you know, have labor intensive jobs or have desk jobs, like it's really difficult to, you know, do the, daily things and not be in pain. So if I see an ad like that, I would click on it and, you know, get the help I need to not be in pain, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe targeting the pain points and giving a solution to those.
I actually
like
see
that idea, and I would stay closer to the people. Don't sell the product or the technique. It's not important for them because they want the solution, and the solution is not the technique. So stay with the people and show them. So you can use pictures or videos, how you sit on your table, on your desk, or how you try to stand up. I don't know if you know the pain in your back if you try to stand up. So you can do a video of that. And so it's not important what technique it is, or because I see me and then I click on it and then I want to know what you do. And then you can explain me and tell me what the technique is.
Yeah, or like how to properly get out of bed. I used to like come up like this, but actually have to like roll over and then like come up, you know?
I was also thinking of the other benefits, because I was talking to someone that went to a chiropractor and they were like, it so aligned their body that it fixed like some mental things, so psychological things going on. And last but not least that I'll add is I'm a pageant girl. And one of the things that I was coaching a young lady in a pageant is her posture and how to stand and what to do. So that pageant community, hey, who's getting ready for the crown? Get your alignment right. So there's some other things that I'll mention too. Wrong way, Caleb. It's I'm gonna have to come on camera and show you one day.
Okay, sorry. This is great. So
Come on.
Jason, bottom line. Go ahead, Ray. You get the last word. Then we'll
so I've seen here recently. I've seen a couple of different chiropractic videos. I've seen them on TikTok and on Instagram. One is a guy, he's demonstrating and he's actually working on patients, and it's kind of like ASMR where you can actually hear the pop. You know what I'm saying?
They put the microphone right there.
Yeah, you hearing it, and it's like, I don't know about that one. But then I've seen another one where the chiropractor, he's actually showing, you know, people that can't bend down and touch their toes. And then he does, you know what I'm saying, he does this treatment, and then he shows the after result of, you know what I'm saying, now they can bend down and touch their toes. Yeah, before and after, you know what I'm saying, what's the benefit? Where, you know what I'm saying, where can he get you with this session? That's what I'm looking at. You know, it's like same way with teeth whitening. You know, if I can come in a couple of sessions and they look like, you know, I've been drinking coffee all my life, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, I got a Terry Crews smile. Hey, now we're working with something.
The Terry Crews smile. That's the final word. Jason, we have a lot of work today. And we're going to share with you some of these value bomb ads soon. So if you're not making a value bomb ad, do it, right? Just deliver content, deliver value, and don't worry about the pitch, right? Just let them see your glitter, let them see your spank, right? I feel
yeah, that's spank.
Glitter spank.
Glitter spank. There you go.
Yeah, and then we'll run some traffic to it. So thanks so much for showing up today. In an hour, we have our workshop call. Sandra, I added you to that, so you are welcome to join us. Okay.
Thank you. I have to go back to work next time. Maybe.
Okay, next time.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, you'll get the notifications whenever you can join us. Love to have
unicorns.
You. Okay. So please come back. I hope you do, and bring a friend. So thank you guys. We'll see you in an hour if you're available.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you, Caleb.